Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the pod. Welcome. New or not, this is Sophiology, and first of all, can I just show you? I thought there was a butterfly. Oh my god, if you're listening to this, you should watch it because I'm at the beach and I'm spending my time in nature and was praying, and so much good stuff has happened today. So I'm having a really beautiful day, and I had this topic on my heart since I prayed yesterday, and I just kind of want to check in and say hey and what's going on. So I don't know what time it is, but we're on a time budget, so I'll try not to make it too long. But basically, so I just want to share, I've been gone for 3 weeks, I guess, and life has changed so much. It was like sneaky change too, when life is changing, but it just kind of feels like, okay, I'm there for it, I'm here for it, I'm engaged, but you don't really see how much you're changing until you have a moment of clarity, or a moment where you're like, whoa. And I feel like this right now, it's actually, I could cry. And I'm so grateful I'm even recording this, and hopefully my storage lets it happen, because I feel like I'm having such a beautiful moment right now. And I basically today really got to experience so much gratitude and peace, knowing my energetic hard work, my physical hard work, my emotional hard work, all the love I gave to others, to myself, all the trials and the challenges and the tribulations and the prayers and the confusion and the losing myself to find myself, to lose myself again, to find myself again, all of it really, I know it's not done, but it's coming to a moment now where I really feel like, oh my God, I am so proud of you. I feel proud of myself. I feel really connected, and it feels good, because I hadn't felt connected for the last couple of weeks, because I was coming up against some challenges that I feel like I haven't, I don't know, I wasn't expecting, but I handled it so gracefully, and I'm here to tell you what I learned. So basically, I'm really at the beginning of a brand new chapter, and I've known this chapter is coming. These are things that I have prayed for, manifested, worked for the last couple of months, the last year. I'm at a moment now where I'm really doing things that have taken time, and it's all happening now at once. And I'm like, whoa, this is cool, because I knew it was gonna happen. But the way it feels is just you did it, you're doing it. And I don't mean to talk in vague terms, I just don't want to be super specific, because there are things that are important to me, and just career changes, relationship changes, health changes, the birds are wild, which is beautiful. Getting changes with God, and I love when God refines me, because I feel like this last year my relationship with God has been different and new, and I feel like God knows how to meet me where I'm at in a way where it's of course God is in me all the time, but it's so nice when you feel it externally, and that's kind of how I feel too. And I just feel like he's been so graceful with me, and I don't know, my spirituality being such a big part of my life, I feel like it's nice to be able to surrender. So anyway, that's just a little side note, but I'm in a really beautiful space right now. And so basically last night I was praying, and I feel like this is a perfect time to share, because last night I was praying, and so I'm quitting my vape. And that's such a random thing, because I don't need to do it. I haven't even really felt super compelled to do it. I haven't really felt until recently, and I reflected, but I just kept feeling I had to quit, or I should quit, and I wasn't feeling good, and my lungs weren't feeling good, and I don't know, I have way more energy when I don't smoke, and I just felt like it was taking something from me, and taking energy from me, taking time and space away from like you feel music better when you, it's such a weird thing, but like maybe I'm addicted, I am, but like you hear music better, like food tastes better, like I have more energy, my time, I want to do different things. Like it doesn't, there's a feeling of stagnancy with always hitting a vape. I don't know what it is, but something felt like I was like, I gotta get rid of this. So I was praying on it yesterday because I was like, I do not know how I'm going to quit. And because I had these urges and I kept going back and forth and back and forth. I was like, I'm gonna get one, it doesn't matter. And then I was like, no, I'm not. It was like, yes, I am. And then I was like, no, I'm not. And I was just going back and forth. And so I was like, let me just pray because I have to stop like doing this and like going back and forth. It's like either do it or you don't. But for some reason I just felt like, and I think today's my 5th day. So today's my 5th day without my vape. Woo! And I've done it before. I quit for like 6 months. But basically like it's harder the second time. It's the same thing with alcohol. Like quitting and with alcohol, I think 117 today, 116, 117. I don't know. But maybe more. But yeah, so I'm past 100 days and I'm really proud of myself, and getting sober this time was harder too. So basically I prayed on it yesterday and I said that I needed help with vaping, and it came, and what I heard was like, stop finding life in things that are killing you. And I was like, whoa, this is exactly what I've been talking about. This is exactly what I've been talking about, but I'm seeing it now in like tangible ways. And so it kind of hit me because I was like, oh my God, yeah, this is so much of what's been going on in my life lately. So quitting the vape, right? That's an example among other things that I've had to let go of. So basically a big part of like what's been so hard these last couple of weeks is that I've genuinely had to make choices that are for my highest well-being. And as somebody who sometimes likes to neglect herself, and that's something I'm realizing too, sometimes I just neglect myself, and I take great care of myself in a lot of ways, but there's some ways that it's just like a compulsive need to like hurt myself. And I don't know how to describe it other than like, it's either with overeating, it's with vaping, it used to be with drinking, and I'll get into that. Bad relationships that make me not feel good about myself, like friendships where I'm just like, I don't really like this person, but I feel compelled to like stay friends with them because they really like me. And that sounds fucked up, but it's just like energetically, what works and what doesn't, and like ignoring my intuition and all of these situations. And it all kind of came to a head where I was like, you know what, like I really don't want to hurt myself anymore. And I know this is going to take time to continue to integrate and to continue to build upon, but I'm incredibly proud of the decisions I've made lately in the last like month. And I'm incredibly proud of the work that I've put in. And so I say all this to say that one sentence to me was like profound, because it was like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to carry this with me, because stop finding life in things that are leading to death. And like with vaping, right? Like that's obviously killing me. That's hurting my lungs. It feels like shit. It's taking my energy. My skin's bad. I look unhealthy and tired. And it's also like, you're a loser. Like, be real. Like, you know how I got through yesterday? If you're watching this, and if you're not, I'm basically putting my hand to my mouth in an O motion and fake hitting a vape like this. And it feels good. It feels so good. But it's like ridiculous, because that's what I was doing. I was doing it as like a breathing replacement, and you can't like just breathe. And I've also been doing a lot of more breath work and like in my daily life, and I can't do it if I can't breathe. And so that's like just a basic example of like, this one thing is killing you and you like love it so much, and if you don't have it, like you're not really living. Because then like I'm thinking about that thing comes with me everywhere, that vape is always in my hand everywhere I go. She is my companion. She matches my outfit. But I was like, no matter how much I like this little thing, whether it's the flavor, whether it's like just holding it, whether it's like just having something to like take me out of, like an escape, right? Because I don't really have like vices. And so being able to just like have that is helpful, but I'm like, what are you running from? And it made me want to ask myself, like, what are you running from? Because this one little thing, like, you're finding life in it, right? You're finding like some kind of pleasure in it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with pleasure, but I want to get to the root of like, why is it that I feel that I need this thing when I don't need it, you know? Let me fix this. But so anyway, I just decided to quit, and it really has been feeling like the way I've been feeling is so much more energized, and I'm taking ashwagandha. I've been running. I don't run. It's the fact that I have the stamina and the lung power to run. Workout's better. Skin looks way better. It's been, again, like 5 days. My skin looks so much better. I'm more confident. Like, there's just so much I feel like is there, and just the more I'm learning about it, I'm like, that shit's bad. So that's just one example. But then that got me thinking, because I'm also like, I'm letting go of a person who's been in my life for a while, and I was really like attached to that person for literal like deep like child issues, which I realized. And so, and obviously like just other stuff, like I really love them, but like, you know, I was really attached to this person, and then this relationship was like no longer serving me and taking my energy from me, and I really had to get real and close that door. And I have, you know, when you're like trying to like release someone from your life, but they're still kind of there, you're still hoping, or you're still like thinking about them and pining and whatever the fuck else, like, we say we want to let go, but we're not really letting go. And that's fine, because sometimes you got to keep going through it and you got to feel it. But I reached my like completion phase, and I have no, all I know is it's done for now. And it feels really freeing, because God knows how much I prayed about this. And it's really hard when you really love someone and you really love something with like a purity, but you keep getting hurt over the same thing over and over again. You realize it's like self-abuse, which is like everything else that all this other stuff is, like the vaping, drinking until I can't stand and do anything or talk or think or function, or constantly, which again, like not doing it anymore. But when that was my life, even when I like relapsed, but like when my relapse, it was never as bad as it had used to be. Like that was self-harm. Like I realized my relationships, I always find myself in these relationships where it's like a method of abuse for me, because I like when somebody is like mean to me, or I like when somebody like pushes me. There's an ant. I like when somebody like pushes me away. I don't know, subconsciously, right? I realized I didn't like myself enough or feel deserving or worthy enough of having something healthy. I didn't know how to have something healthy. So that's another thing that I feel like a choice I made, to leave something where it was feeding a broken part of me, and to walk away from that was such a completion of a cycle. And literally, again, like, stop finding life in things that are killing you, like, or leads to death, right? That's another way of saying it, because I felt like that relationship, I have no idea what it would have led to, but I know that internally it was so emotionally like fucked up and painful for me that like I do not want to keep doing that to myself, instead of allowing myself to really be treated and received and loved in the way that I deserve, because I give it to myself and I give it to other people. So of course I deserve that, and I'm not rushing it. I don't need it now. I just, one day I would like that, and I was not going to get that there, which was a hard pill to swallow, but I swallowed the pill. And I recognize now, like, me making the choice to walk away from something is a beautiful open door for whatever God wants to bring. And whatever lessons were meant to be learned, they're integrating. They've been learned. They're being, you know, they're still going to come up, I'm sure, at different moments of time in my future. But that was really freeing, because that was a long chunk of time where I lost myself in a relationship. For no reason. But like, anyway, not for no reason, but I like, you know, it just, yeah. So anyway, I say that to say too, so this is my third example of this, because then I was starting to get urges to drink, and I don't know if it was the method of like me, like, I don't know what it was. There were so many different things, and I was feeling like the pain of like that, and then the pain of like just being in like waiting for things to begin, knowing things are beginning, but I'm kind of in like this waiting season, or like, you know, this season of some things are still working themselves out, or you just have to be patient, right? And so I started to get like antsy, and I was seeing like people on Instagram or TikTok, which is another problem that I have when I scroll, because I see things and I compare myself, and I just think it's hard to not do that. But I was like, oh, I can drink normal. And I started that thing happened again where I was like, you can drink normally. Like, drinking normal is fine, and everybody else can do it, so why can't you? And it's like, it's not glamorous, but it is, because it's like, I think of like the fun times I had, or like being able to like let loose, like the temptation of it. It's really no match to the reality of it, because the reality of it is like, I don't even really want this. Or like every time I drink, like something happens or something doesn't feel good. These birds are absolutely bonkers. Like bonkers. I don't know what's happening. Something's crazy. It's the end times. I don't know, but they're crazy. But yeah, so anyway, so basically this lie was starting to pop up, and I was starting to feel like, you can drink, girl, no problem. Like, and I had to fight myself. I was working on Cinco de Mayo on a TV show, and I was working, and everyone's talking about like what they're doing. They're gonna make margaritas and have tacos, and I was like, I want that. I was pissed, and I literally had to be so stern with myself and actually genuinely sit with such an uncomfortable feeling, and like just that craving or that urge or like whatever. It was a conglomeration of things, but really like work through that. And I've not really had to do that much in sobriety before, but I had to, and it kind of made me feel so much stronger. And that's kind of what it's been like. Basically all of these things, and these are just a couple examples, but they're prominent in my life, and there's other stuff too that's deeper and has also come up. But I realize I have fed like that wounded part of me, so the hungry ghosts, what's their names? The Hungry Ghosts by is it Kafka? I don't remember if it was Kafka who. It's a book. It's like philosophy, I don't know, but basically there's a thing, and I wrote a poem about it, and I'm gonna sound really uneducated right now because I genuinely I read like a passage of it, so I don't remember if it's a book or like a whole story, but essentially, and I also saw a video about it, so this is like 3 separate understandings of this one thing that I probably have wrong. But basically, the hungry ghosts represent like your desires, like that being, that entity in you that is like never satisfied, like that void, like that, essentially the hungry ghosts, right? And they need to be fed. And I just realized, oh my God, I keep feeding them, and I keep giving them fuel, and so they're just growing and growing instead of feeding like that part of me that wants to be nurtured, which is like feeding myself healthy things, knowing I'm deserving of healthy love, like feeding myself positive thoughts, meditation, like prayer, feeding myself with like safe keeping, and like knowing I'm safe, like going to the gym, which I've always done, but like, you know, saying no to the things that I know are going to hurt me, instead of saying yes because I want to run away in that moment, or I want to feel peace in that moment, rather than choosing a greater peace that comes from choosing to love yourself. And giving yourself whatever you want is not loving yourself. I've said this once before, but discipline is loving yourself. And I always manage to find an excuse, which is life is to be lived, which it is, but I want to live a different kind of life, and I'm not going to be able to live that if I give myself every single thing that I want in the moment with no regard for the consequences. If I continue to ignore it, because that's just not me being wise, and if I continue to ignore the things that I know are true, the things that I know are hurting me, the things that my intuition, that's another thing. Trusting my intuition with like full, wholehearted confidence, and just once I get that inkling, maybe I'll give her like a second go if I'm not sure, maybe the third, but like I will not keep ignoring my intuition, ignoring the signs from God, ignoring answered prayers, ignoring blatant, guys, I want to say it, but I don't think I should. Okay. So like I have a blatant sign. I have many, but I had a very blatant one. So I basically was asking if I should 100% leave this man. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this, and if he does, sorry. But like, I was praying and I was like, should I leave? Should I block it? I'm like, I'm sick of this shit. And for the 100th time, and then literally I'm on the train to work. I get an email from my casting like site, and the sky looks so beautiful today. But I get a email and it says the title, moving on, and then the description of who they want to cast. 30-year-old living in their mother's house or something like that. It was so specific, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But like, I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, that is genuinely a blatant sign, I think. A blatant answered prayer. Ignored, you know, until I end up crying again. And like, so that's the thing, right? Like, we will continue to damage ourselves, and you can at any moment. And I think my timing was perfect. I think everything happened the way that it needed to. I think I'm very content with surrendering to God and trusting that He will take care of it. It is taken care of. I know that as long as I continue to project in my mind, in my body, in my feeling space, like what I want to see and what I want to create, and as long as I stay in that mode, it's a lot easier to walk away from things that are not serving me, because I know they're not in alignment with the vision that I have for myself. And so that all being said, like, as someone who ran to stuff that hurt so many times, couldn't let myself have a good thing, couldn't stop sabotaging, couldn't check off the easy things to do on the to-do list, put them off forever, the things that I knew that I should do. Suddenly I just see myself, like, I see the growth in myself, because I see the ability to not like have this burst of energy and just get everything done, but to really, really be intuitive and listen to myself and love myself and have enough respect for myself and my body and my intuition and God and all the things and my own divinity and my own power, and like following that. And I just see that I've created so much space in my life for everything that's coming in. And it's amazing. Like the prayers that have been answered, like the opportunities that I have, the things that I've gotten to do in the last couple of months, like the things that I'm about to do, the money that's about to come in. And again, this is when I say all of this, this is not to overshare. This is not, my intention is never to even speak on these type of things, but it's also like, these blessings come after a time of such a struggle, and I have a lot of gratitude for the humility that I've gotten to experience, and the hard work that I've had to put in, and the dedication that I have had, and the faith, despite everything, despite like, there's so much stuff that I probably won't ever share. But I have so much. I'm grateful because I'm humble, and so everything that is coming in, I feel like I can really accept it and be grateful for it with a full heart. And of course we're human, and you have those moments where it's like, why me? And you feel like a victim, but like, we are the choosers, and we decide how long that goes on for when it comes to like staying in situations, continuing to do things that we've been told multiple times are not for us, continue to engage in relationships and situations, in treating our bodies certain ways. And you know, there's so many examples I can make, but I feel like I've made a lot of choices. I've chosen to be, and of course these are always subject to change, so this is not like me saying like, God, that thing's scary, what the fuck, hey mister, I feel like it might sting me, and I'm not. I've been the bug whisperer lately, but I'm not okay with that. But anyway, so what was I saying? I've made a lot of choices lately, and again, all subject to change, but it's all been in protection of my greatest good and of just being, oh my God, the birds. I'm getting freaked out. There's a lot happening. This is the end times. This is literally the end times. Oh, dear Lord. Anyway, I love myself so much at this point in time, and I will give myself anything. And I'm learning to just really invest in me, and I'm not making these choices for no reason, you know? And I'm not asking for bigger for no reason. It's because my soul wants it. And you know if your soul wants bigger, it needs bigger, or what you're meant to do, you know? And on very simple, plain terms, like, I just want to do good. I want to do good. I want to be good. But I also want to experience all of life. And that comes with good and it comes with bad. But, you know, I am sacrificing certain things so that I can experience better. And I don't want to have to continue to experience like spirits of things that don't serve me anymore. Spirits of addiction, obsession, low self-worth, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, poverty, cycles of never getting enough, never having enough, not having a say, not having power, not making a difference, not being kind, not being again, crazy bird, not taking good enough care of myself to take care of other people, which I've always loved taking care of people and being there and whatever, but filling my own cup and also filling others and sharing what I've learned and just I want to do the right things. So all of that being said, I don't want to make this too long because I do have to leave, and I also am really freaked out by these birds. Or just distracted, not even freaked out. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this short little clip and say hey and just share a little bit of what I've learned. And yeah, just remember, stop choosing things what was it? Stop finding life in the thing. I can't even remember. Stop finding life in situations that or people or places or vices that are leading to death, that are killing you. And you know what that means, over choosing something that fulfills you, that nourishes you, that brings you closer to you, brings you closer to your essence. Like, don't take advantage of the fact that this is a very energetically potent time. Like, do not like stay stuck and stagnant in the world. Like, really allow yourself to be let people think you're out of it, but be spiritually connected right now, because now is not the time to let the world freak you out or to let fear win. Like, it's just not the time. And I promise, like, there's beautiful new horizons, even if it takes some time. This damn ant. There's beautiful new horizons waiting. And it's just a matter of you taking the first step, making the choices, pushing through the hard times, pushing through the uncomfortability of having to step into something new, or having to do something by yourself, or having to do things just because you know that it's right for you and it feels good, even if it doesn't really make sense or it hurts not if it hurts other people, but if it's what's best for you, going with that and following your heart and just knowing that it will lead you to the right places in due time. And I have hundreds of examples of this working in my life, but lately is really profound, and today was really profound. So I'm grateful that I got to spend today with you and share it and share a little sunset. And I hope that this resonates, and I'm just sending you guys so much love and gratitude and just healing, transformative vibes. And I pray everything is going amazing on your journey. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys the next time I have something to say. Okay, wait, let me show you the sunset one more time. Okay, bye.